What if I told you there's a farm so powerful you can speed level your harvesting, farm gold like you never dared dream, and do all this without competition at any level, and all you had to do was subscribe and like the video.
This farm is the best harvesting experience I've been able to find. It's great gold per hour, consistent and uncontested. It is beyond mind-blowing to me that this farm isn't constantly peppered with people. But let's get stuck into the meat of the damn thing. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. My name is ActusXD, and let's get into the basics. Number one thing to note is that you do not need to be any character level or have any harvesting level to do this farm. You can do it at level 1 with level 0 or 1, whatever you start at, harvesting. Oh, you're going to die a fair bit if you're only level 1, because it's in like a level 30 area, 35 area, I think. So you probably want to be about there, maybe 40 to be able to do it without suffering through getting killed all the time. Unless you like pain, which you sat through my intro, so maybe you do. There's a few things to note with this farm. Harvesting luck does make a difference to your gold per hour, but it's not massive. I would have my harvesting set on if I had one, but if I didn't, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy one. You're gonna get some more gold per hour, but it's not a ridiculous amount. The other thing to note, of course, when we're harvesting is thinking about, am I going to reach intellect breakpoints or intelligence breakpoints to get the bonuses? Of course, at 50, you get 10% harvest speed. At 100, you get 5% chance for 1 Azoth when you harvest something. At 200, we get another 10% harvest speed, and 250, we get 10% more yield. 250 is really going to be the big one because we're farming hyssop, I don't know what it is. Because we're farming that, we're not going to be spending a great deal of time actually like picking the leaves off the thing or whatever it is you're doing. So the harvesting speed, not massive, but 10% yield is big because we're getting so much of the stuff. It's basically a free extra, probably about 5% gold per hour on your total, saying that hyssop makes up about 50% of what our gold per hour is. Although it's probably not quite that. If you can get to the breakpoints, then you may as well, but I wouldn't go breaking my neck to get to the breakpoints. Harvesting yield, as I was just saying, is great. So if you can get harvesting yield on your sickle, that is awesome. And the perk, I don't remember the name of it or what thing puts it on, what charm puts it on, but where you have a chance to get Azoth when you harvest, because we're going to be harvesting so much stuff. If you want to just eliminate the need to Azoth farm and just go and do this route, you will have more than enough Azoth to fast travel your little hearts away. Fast travel to your heart's desire. That's what I meant to say. You're sick of hearing me talking and not knowing where the location is, so here it is. We're going to Cutlass Keys, to the shrine that I'm showing on the screen now, and I have done a really wonky paint drawing of the route that I say you should run it in. On the New World map, I am showing hyssop, silk, hemp, and wire fiber, although I haven't come across any wire fiber. There are other things that you can harvest, including like life bloom and that kind of thing. Depends where you want to run around. I would also be thinking to follow the line that I'm drawing relatively closely, because there are a few hyssop clusters that aren't on the node databases yet. The B-roll that's been playing throughout this video is the first however long it takes me to do this talking from where I fast travel to the shrine and then start the route. I would say, in my experience, that the first section of that farm and then the last bit as you're just coming back to the shrine on the other side of the route, they're probably the two greatest clusters that I've found. So if for some strange reason you wind up in a contested route with someone, then I would try focus those two areas. But if I'm telling everyone this, then maybe focus the other two, because everyone else will be on that side. I don't know. Look, you do you, but I play on Utopia, which is a massively populated server. When I was doing this farm at about 11 o'clock on this Sunday morning, my server population, well, I think was about 750 to 800 when I looked on the website. And I think I was probably doing it for about 2 hours whilst I was getting B-roll and stuffing around. I came across one other person doing this farm. To put that into context, I went out and did a Mourningdale route of my usual farm when I want to get harvesting experience specifically, which is really good for hemp and silk. and that was at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I think I came across like 4 to 6 other players, like at least 3 of whom were only out there with an intention to harvest and kill me. I could probably barely win a 3v1 when I was in the 3, so I don't stand a lot of chance when it's the other way around. There's not too much to it really. What we want to be doing is focusing, getting the hyssop, and then if you're doing it when it's uncontested, you can run off in either direction and go and sort of sneak the hemp and the silk at the same time to sort of up your profits, and if you still need to level your harvesting, then get a little bit more experience there. But the hyssop is the real main focus. Now I say that harvesting luck can make a difference because we want to grab the cinnamon, the peppercorn, the herbs and spices out of the hyssop, and we do slightly increase our chances as our harvesting luck goes up. So when I wear my harvesting set, which is close to 5% on each piece, probably 4.8 to 5, and my amulet, I think I increase my chance by about 1% of getting one, the cinnamon or whatever, from 8 to 9. So, I mean, it's not insignificant. What's that? 1/8 more, or 1/8 more likely to get those things, and they do increase our gold per hour. As I was saying, I play on Utopia, which is a very sweaty server, so our prices for spices and stuff are probably going to be substantially lower than the average, so it might be more valuable to you to increase your harvesting luck if those things are worth more on your server. When I was out doing the Mourningdale farm to do some testing, I had this Mourningdale farm, and I've chosen a 10-minute section at random from both the Mourningdale and the Cutlass Keys hyssop farm to test the experience per hour coming out of the routes, and I don't know if I did the math right because this is ridiculous, although intuitively I feel like it probably is right because I was leveling so fast in Cutlass Keys. But in Mourningdale I was getting about 50,000 profession experience for harvesting, 50,000 experience per hour, and I was doing pretty well in that 10-minute section. I don't think I had any competition for those 10 minutes, and I did this little loop of the same area a couple times and just grabbed out the same groups of silkweed and hemp that I had already grabbed, so I didn't even have to run that far. So I would say probably that's a better than average 10 minutes in Mourningdale, and then Cutlass Keys on this route that I'm showing you here, which is why I feel like the farm mafia is going to come and knock on the door and give me a stern talking to for giving away this secret, but I was getting 234,000 harvesting experience per hour. I would say that I grabbed an average 10 minutes. I didn't have any competition, but I very rarely do at this location. There was a few times where someone had obviously come in and grabbed a couple of the things, not running the route, but, you know, had seen, oh, look, there's silkweed, and like just gone and grabbed that. So relatively average, and what's that? It's 5-6 times faster, which is ridiculous. 5 times faster. I can do maths. Who said I can't do maths? If you think my maths is wrong, and it's entirely possible that it is because I suck at maths, then please let me know down below and I'll try and fix it up. And if you're right, then I'll just pin your comment and be like, I'm an idiot. I've got no problem saying that. I've heard it a lot in my life. So what kind of gold per hour can you expect? As I was saying before, Utopia is full of sweats and our prices are substantially lower than I would say the average server, especially if you're on a low pop server. I don't think it's unreasonable that at least some of the things that you gather on this route would be 3 or more times more expensive on your server than on ours. I went on to one of my favorite resources for New World, gaming.tools, to compare the price of all the mats that I farmed in my run to the ones on the developer for that site's server. That's where he pulls the prices from. And I found that nearly all of the things were about 50% more expensive on his server. Some of them were only about 30, and some of them were like 5 or 6 times the price, but on average between 30 and 50% more expensive on that server. I cannot recommend gaming.tools enough. There's a link to it down below. I use it basically every time I log into New World, and I've made a video on it, which I will also put in the comments down below. So make sure you watch the video before you go to the website, because I want the view. Thank you. So as I said, we're sort of hard focusing hyssop, but hyssop, hersop. I don't know. I walked away out of the farm that I did. I think it was about half an hour of farming that I did. I walked away with about 1,400 rawhide without making any attempt to actually get any rawhide. It was just if I went to get some herbs and a mob attacked me, I would kill the mob and skin it. There was no like, oh, there's something or a cluster of things to kill over there. I think you could add a small amount of time and a large amount of rawhide to your farm, which might make it more profitable, but I wanted harvesting experience, so I was focusing that for the purpose of the video. I also grabbed a little bit of iron, a little bit of star metal. You come across, as I said, like life blooms, the fire snails. There's quite a bit. I keep looking over here because this route, this farm is so good, I actually wrote a script for it. I mean, like, how incredible can something be that I just don't want to wing it and missay every third word and then take the piss out of myself? Really. Also in the description down below, it's going to be a big description here. I will leave a link to my video about the New World minimap add-on that's run through Overwolf. It's excellent to assist in running your farming routes because you can stream your location to a browser which live updates your location on the map, and so you can just run around and see where everything's going to be. If you use that in consultation? No, like that as well, in addition to the crappy paint picture that I've done, which I'll put up on Imager for your benefit, then you can sort of compare the two and run perfectly streamlined, I would say, in my professional opinion. Now, as much as I would love to take credit for finding this farm, unfortunately, I have to give all credit to Fundy Legend, who is an awesome person who told me about this ridiculous farm. If you want to proffer your thanks, then jump into the Discord, link down below, and you can thank him yourself. But yeah, I've never had an original thought in my life. So that is the farm. Those are the stats. It really feels like it's insane to me that this farm isn't out being done like all the time. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect on my server you'd get about 2.1 to 2.5k gold an hour. I don't think it's unreasonable to expect double or more of that on other servers. So awesome for power leveling your harvesting. Awesome, the hyssop that you get is awesome for leveling arcana. All the spices that you get are awesome for leveling cooking. You're gonna get rawhide, you're gonna get gold, you're gonna get great times, good vibes, great energy, just like you will get in my live streams, which I've been doing more often. So make sure that you hit the like button on this video, the subscribe and the bell for ActusXD, the channel, so that you can get told when I'm live, and jump in Discord. We will see you there. Thank you very much for sticking it out, and hopefully none of you watching are on my server and I can keep the farm to myself. Thank you, love you, and remember,